Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea Tranquility. I'm your host, Pete Pardo. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new release from U.S. progressive metal titans Mastodon called Medium Rarities. Okay, so this is meant to be kind of a stopgap release before the band give us their next full-length release, whenever that might be, maybe next year in 2020-21. Who knows? Here you got a collection of live tracks, some instrumental versions of some of their songs, bunch of covers, and one new track. So this is what you got here, and then you got like not so much a booklet, but kind of like a fold-out poster. All right, so there you have the album cover. And then on the back, you got all the in-depth information on all the tracks here. So what do we have here? So, and how essential is this for the Mastodon fan? Well, I mean, if you are a fan, you're probably going to want to have this. Not a lot of really new stuff on here. Probably a handful of things you may not have heard before. Is any of this essential? Yeah, that's debatable. I like this band a lot. This is pretty cool. How many times I will go back and listen to this after the first initial half a dozen or so, I don't know. But you got one brand new song on here, which was actually recorded in 2019, called Fallen Torches. And from what I understand, the band was set this year to do like a huge European tour to kind of celebrate this little rarity set. And that was the song that they were going to go out with, right? But of course, due to COVID-19, that's not happening. So you got Fallen Torches is the kickoff track here, and that's the big new song. It's decent. Is it one of Mastodon's best? I don't think so. It's kind of like a good, heavy metallic number. Not overly progressive, not overly heavy, but decent. Kind of catchy, right? I kind of like it. Then you got their song that they did with Leslie Feist called A Commotion. It's actually pretty good. Good collaboration there. That's a pretty catchy song. It's kind of heavy. Then you got instrumental take on Asleep in the Deep, which is interesting. And the problem, I always kind of have an issue with some of these like instrumental versions of songs we already know. I know like the Inside Out label does that all the time. We've seen that on Dream Theater albums and Haken albums. You see that a lot nowadays, especially in progressive metal. And while generally these are good for a cursory listen, when you already know these songs having vocals and then you've got an instrumental version of it, cool for a listener too. Past that, I don't know. You got a live version of Capillary and Crest, which is pretty good. All the live stuff on here is excellent, right? If you've never seen the band live, they're very strong live. They put on a fantastic show. Then you got a cover of A Spoonful Weighs a Ton by the Flaming Lips, okay, which is pretty notable. And their drummer Brand sings this song, does a very good job. He's got a good voice. Most of the guys in this band are very capable singers. That's a good cover of the Flaming Lips song. Then we got an instrumental take on Toe to Toes. Again, cool listen. How many times you go back to it is debatable. Circle of the Sasquatch live version. That's pretty damn good. I'm a big fan of that song. And like I said, all the live cuts here are very good. Then you've got a song called Atlanta, featuring guest vocals by Gibby Haynes from the Butthole Surfers. And this is basically Mastodon doing like a punk song, right? I'm not much of a punk fan, so for me, kind of a weird curiosity here. I guess it's fun. I don't know how much I'll be going back to that song. Then you got Jaguar God. All right, then Cut You Up with a Linoleum Knife. This is the weird and interesting, probably the most interesting song on here. So that's from the Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie, filmed for the theaters, Cologne, the soundtrack, right? Well, anyway, it's from a soundtrack that they worked on, and it's a blazing kind of thrash metal song. And I've read a bunch of reviews of this album and where people talk about that song and they never mention. I think that the band did a fantastic job of honing in on King Diamond, Merciful Fate style metal with these screaming falsetto vocals that sound just like King Diamond. And again, no real information on who did what on this song, but pretty interesting and pretty cool, and definitely something different. You'd listen to it, you would never tell it's Mastodon. Then you got a live track, Blood and Thunder. All right, you've got the song White Walker, of course, the song that they did for Game of Thrones. That's pretty cool, kind of moody and proggy, and in the end it kind of picks up the pace a little bit. You got an instrumental version of Halloween. You got a live version of Crystal Skull. Okay, you've also got a cover of Orion, the very cool instrumental from Metallica. And, you know, they don't really do a lot different with it. It's pretty true to the original, but it's so well done. It's kind of, and you know, of course, you kind of get to hear these guitar players adding their spin, and you know, the bass player. It's just really kind of interesting how close they come to the original, but yet they try to inject their own, obviously their own characteristics into it. So pretty cool. And then rounding it out, you've got a live version of Iron Tusk, which is, like I said, all the live stuff on here is actually pretty strong and well worth your time. So, I mean, is this a must-own? If you got to have everything by Mastodon, I would say, yeah, it's a must-own. If you're kind of like a casual Mastodon fan, have a couple of their albums, do you really need this? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, I picked it up because I figure, you know, I dig the band. I got almost everything they've ever done, and kind of cool to have some of these things on here, which you're not going to get anywhere else. But, you know, how often I will go back to this? Maybe not a hell of a lot. But it's pretty cool, and I guess it kind of wets my whistle for hopefully something new from the Mastodon camp in the not-too-distant future as far as all new material goes. So we'll see. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Make sure also that you click on that link below if you want to donate to our Ko-Fi page, right? Buy us a cup of tea, cup of coffee, a beer, a CD, an album, a t-shirt, you know, whatever it is you want to do, whatever you'd like to contribute, that's fine and much appreciated. Link to our merch pages below as well, and link to our website. So we'll see you guys real soon. Got lots more stuff coming up this weekend, so stay tuned. Have a good one. Bye-bye.